Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to add in Mixamo characters into your Unreal Engine scene. So you're just going to want to search up Mixamo.com, sign in with your Google account, and you have all of these characters that you can choose from, right? 3 pages of, diverse, selection of characters. I just chose this zombie here because, pretty neutral. And on top of that, once you select a character, right, you can then go to animations and choose any animation for that character. So right now I'm on a zombie run. Maybe I want a jump push-up for the zombie, right? But you're gonna want to be really careful. If you, for example, this sprint backwards, for any sort of walking, sprinting, any moving, right, forward, back, side to side, you're going to want to choose in place because we are going to animate the transform / location in Unreal Engine. So always pick in place when you're, picking an animation that has a location right on it. So I'm just going to search up zombie here again. And then I'll do a zombie idol, I guess. Do zombie idol. And you have a ton of these properties. So I can choose mirror for this because it's not moving anywhere, it's just, stationary. I'm also going to turn down the overdrive because I think the side to side is going a little too fast. You can turn down the character arm space. That's obviously too much. Reset that. Head tilt. You're going to want to mess around with whatever properties you get in this. So once I have mirror selected, I'm going to download this. Make sure FBX, 24 frames per second, or whatever your Unreal Engine timeline is set to, minus 24 FPS. And with skin. Okay, if it's your first animation, you're going to want to do with skin, which means you're bringing in the zombie material with you. So I'm going to download this. That's going to take a minute. Cool. On my desktop, I already made this Mixamo character folder. Save that. And I already downloaded a bunch. I'm now going to, maybe I want this to go from a zombie idle into a zombie walk right here. And here we're gonna choose in place. This is for any sort of walking animation. And that's fine. I'm gonna leave whatever that is there. I'm gonna download this without skin because I'm gonna use the first skin that I downloaded. Download this. Make another folder inside here. Call this walk. Save. Okay. Now in Unreal Engine, in my content browser, going to bring in my, I actually already have one here. I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to bring in my whole folder, my Mixamo character, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this walk real quick. And now, so first I'm going to bring in the first animation. So just the idle. And I'm going to make sure import animations, export time is on. Everything else is fine. Import all. Perfect. Now, find my folder. I'm going to bring in the zombie animation sequence. Perfect. Bring this guy up, and you can see this is our guy. Very scary looking zombie. Cool. Now, once you have that in your scene, you're going to want to take that animation, bring that into your level sequencer, and then in the animation tab, track your zombie idle animation. And here's my idle animation. I can drag that as long as I want. And there we go. And there we go. Pretty simple. And I also have the transforms to play around with. So now I'm gonna want this zombie walking in place, download without skin, download. Going to want to call this walking in that folder, save. Back in Unreal Engine, content browser, in that same Mixamo character folder, or wherever folder you want. Walking, I'm just going to take the FBX of the walking animation. And I'm going to import all. Perfect. Awesome. Now what I can do is, back in my animation track, I now have both animation sequences, because Unreal Engine knows this is the same skin from the idle animation. So I'm just going to hit the walking one. And okay, so this is the duration of my zombie idle. This is my walking. Boom. It switches. But obviously that's kind of a bad switch. It is right, it's too sudden. So you can do an Unreal Engine is just take your walking animation and bring it inside of the idle animation. You can see we have these curves here, which is how it blends in together. Right, so there we go. It kind of blends in, right? And I can always drag how much I want them to blend in with each other. Right. So obviously, we're going to want to start walking maybe around here. And this is the most tedious part, is getting the keyframes down to make sure that your feet aren't sliding for the weight. Okay. Maybe here, and maybe it'll travel at a distance of like right here or something. You can see already that's too quick. Bring that in closer. So you're going to really want to manipulate these keyframes. Already too fast for how far I'm walking. So this is going to be time consuming. Still too fast because I'm seeing that sliding and I don't even see the walking anymore because I didn't have that out. So let's see. Gonna get that weird slide in the beginning. Still sliding. I'm also going to cover select all mine, and I want these to be constant, right? So it doesn't like ease in or out or anything. Never mind, I want this to be linear. It's still too fast, I can see that sliding. So you're just going to want to play around with those. Maybe how much this kind of transitions, right? So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Almost no sliding. Barely any, but we're still going to want to keep playing around with it. The keyframes and the transition in between those two. Okay. Maybe he notices a human and then starts going, right? So it's the transitions you're going to want to manipulate and the keyframes. Okay.